Welcome, everyone, to another edition of our Technology Wisdom webinar series brought to you by the team here at Sundog. My name is Josh Plaza. As always, I am the marketing manager here at Sundog.
And I'm Tim Swift, level 2 engineer here at Sundog.
Perfect. So today we're going to be talking about how to become a Microsoft Excel Pro. But before we get started, though, I just want to encourage everyone to check out our YouTube channel. You'll find a bunch of great content on a wide variety of tech tips and important information to help your organization become stronger. Be sure to hit the subscribe and like button down below for that YouTube algorithm. You'll get notified every time we post another cool video. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to enter those in the Q&A box down below. Or if you're watching this video after the fact, feel free to reach out to us at Sundog, your team at sundogit.com, or give us a call at 815-991-2400. All right, Tim, I think that's it. The show is yours.
Thanks, Josh, and welcome everyone. Can you do me a favor, everybody, and go into the chat and let me know that you can see me and hear me?
Very nice.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. All right, so we're going to get started on Excel. And Excel is a very interesting program. Why? Nope, we want that. Okay. Sorry, Josh gave me permission to do this, and sometimes I don't remember what I'm doing. All right, so here's our fun friend, Mr. Excel. And I've already populated it with a bunch of numbers just so that we don't have to watch me type in a bunch of numbers. So the first thing you can do in Excel, and it's very simple, is you can just add up really fast a whole column of numbers. All you have to do is click on the first column and go down all the way, and down here in the bottom, it's going to tell you not only the average, but it's going to tell you how many numbers it counted and the total of each of the numbers that it counted. You can also go across and it does the exact same thing. Or I'm pretty sure it'll even do it this way. Yep, it sure does. So all of those numbers adding up just for fun. So let's say that you want to know, you want to know all these numbers and you want to have a sum down here. This is just one of those basic formulas. So it's equal sum, and it'll even kind of help you along. And then you can put the first parentheses, and then you select all the cells you wanted to add up. And then you close parentheses and hit enter, and it'll give you the total. And if you change any of these numbers, so let's change this to 55, 54, sure. And it automatically does the math, tells you what the number changed to. Again, we can do the same thing going across. We can actually cheat a little. Nah, that's probably a bad idea. It's not going to work out the way I think it is. Sum. And then we're going to add them across. And say you wanted to add a number. What I would do is I would come up here, but what you can do from the keyboard is if you click there and you hit F2 on your keyboard, it'll let you edit what you've already entered into the cell. So let's say we're going to add 25 just for fun. So it let me do that. And now it's, but if you start typing in there again, so it deletes whatever's in the cell. All you have to do, don't panic, just hit escape, and it goes right back to what it was. Let's say that we want to know when this cell hits a specific, we want, oh, where did it go? It ran away from me. Nope. Where's my conditional formatting? It ran away. Oh, there it is. All right, so let's say we want it to highlight it when the number is between a certain range of numbers. So let's say between 250, 25, yeah. Oh. Uh-oh, now I'm typing weird stuff. 250, and 400. And we want it to be yellow. So we tell it okay. We can also go into conditional formatting and tell it when it's less than 200, we want it to be green. And we can even, as a final one, just because we want to, when it's greater than 400, we want it to be red. So we just come over here and we start playing with our numbers a little bit. We can actually just change that to 0 and change that one to 0. And now, because it dropped below the threshold, my formatting's not very good. I got a white number. So we'll just change it. It's between 200 and 400. It's going to be yellow. So it's still yellow. So if we zero out this one, now it goes green. But if we add 210, it jumps to yellow. So it's an easy way to know whether this number, because you can use a spreadsheet for some basic budget tracking type things. So you can make sure that your budget's staying in that range you want it to be. Or if you see, oh, I'm going over budget this month, that's not good. I need to be better next month. So it'll help you do that sort of thing. A fun little thing you can do is if you select it and then go down, you can actually fill. You can tell it, all right, I want you to fill all these numbers in a series. And I want you to be linear. And I want you to step it up one number. So it just starts adding 1 to every number. You can have it subtract, you can have it do whatever you want, and it'll do it. And there's a little arrow there. Just lets you select everything. And if you do that, then it just changes all of the numbers back to everything. You can always hit the back button, undo button, so it'll fix what you did. Let's talk about interest for a moment. Simple interest formulas are pretty easy to do. It's these 3 numbers right here. I'm pretending that we have a 15% interest rate on a $500 loan. So $500 at 15% per year for 3 years. Now these 2 numbers have to match time frame wise, otherwise your formula doesn't work out the way you want it to. So equals sum, and then we're going to go A1 times A2 times A3. And you always have to close the parentheses, otherwise it errors out on you. So that's the interest. Wow, that's a lot of interest. But that's the interest for a 15% at, that doesn't seem right for the number, but that's what the formula is supposed to do. I may be wrong on how it works out, but it's doing 15% at 3 years. That's what everything told me. So we're going to run with that. I may be a little off on it, but all right. So let's see. Let's say that you want to add a group of cells together to figure out a series of some kind, but you don't necessarily want all of these numbers that are in between. Let's say you want, 4 or 5 of these numbers. So we would just go equals sum. And I was about to cause a problem. And then you can just start picking cells. Hold down the control key when you're selecting them, so it'll select the individual cells. Otherwise, it'll pick everything in between. We want to add all those together. And it gives us a total. If, I'm going to break this on purpose. If we don't have that first parentheses there, it's going to yell at us. And it's going to go, hey, do you want to fix this? You just say, yeah, you hit okay. And it'll go back and it'll let you fix it. So we put it back in, and now it's working. You can click up here in the formula bar, and you can manually adjust things instead of hitting F2. F2 just makes things easier for me. I like F2. So let's add a couple more numbers. Let's take that one out. And we're going to add A6 and that one. And it does that for you. You can also add, you can put months in here. You can put dollar values in here. It all depends on how you want to format the cell. So let's do a quick format just so that we can see it. So right now it's set for general. It defaults to numbers whenever it's just a number, but you can tell it specifically that it's a number and how many decimal places you want to see. So if we tell it it's a number and that it's 2 decimal places, and it'll ask you how you want it to display a negative value. So it'll either be black with a minus, it'll be red, obviously with the parentheses, or red with the parentheses. I normally just leave it like that, but sometimes red is more useful. So we'll do that. See, now it added the 2 decimal places, so we know it's a number. We can also tell it it's a currency, and it'll ask what kind of currency it is. There's a whole bunch of them in there, and I'm not even sure I know what all of them are. And again, it asks you how many decimal places. It's got an accounting function. So it, again, asks you for money, date, and how you want to display the date. If it's a time, it'll ask you how you want to list the time out. Percentages, it asks how many decimal places you want to go out. Fractions, how you want to display the fraction, how many digits you want in the fraction. Scientific, it'll do this if you put in a ridiculously long number all by itself. Text, so you tell it you want it text, even if you put numbers in there, it'll still count it as a text field. And it also justifies it on the left side of the screen, the left side of the cell instead of the right side. So you know that it's a word, it's counting it as words instead of as numbers. And then special, like a zip code or something else. And then you can always create your own formatting for it, however you want. You can type stuff in here. See? And then you can have it wrap the text so that it'll pull it down just so that you can see what it's doing. If you need more space, like you want to keep the cell size, you can actually merge and center it. So now these 2 cells are 1 cell. And we can push it back up. So now it's kind of centered. If you double click right there, it'll resize the cell so that it's the height that it wants it to be instead of being some weird height. And you like uniformity like I do, because uniformity makes me feel better. All right, any last questions, Josh? I'm not hearing you, buddy.
I
there you
don't
go.
think so. Sorry about that. 2 layers of mute. No, the question and answer box is clear, guys. If you guys have any questions, now is your time to go ahead and smash that Q&A box. Tim, thank you so much for your time, man. You did a great job. Guys, thanks again so much for coming. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel and subscribe and like this video for more content later on. Be sure to check in again next month to attend one of our Wednesday Wisdom webinar series. Guys, thank you so much again. Take care, okay?
Thank you.
Of course.